I'm going to dig deeper into attitude because I implore upon my children. My wife and I are on this big time. Attitude, attitude, attitude. And I'm going to talk about Metamucil for a second. So here I am down in Arkansas on special assignment, coming back to the general office of Procter & Gamble, and I'm going to be the big man on campus. I'm going to be a brand manager. And then I walk in and they say, "You're the brand manager of Metamucil." And I went, "Whoa. Okay. Huh." The strange thing about it is, in Cincinnati, nothing like you've ever seen with regard to the domination of a company. Procter & Gamble dominates that city. It's just crazy. Everywhere you go in Cincinnati, there's only one question you get asked. And this is social settings and business settings. People say, "What brand are you on?" It's the craziest thing. There's 110 brands. You could be Crest or Tide. I thought I was going to be some big dude. I would go to those settings, and they would say, "What brand are you on?" I'd say Metamucil. They'd say, "You want a drink?" They were afraid I was going to ask them about their intestines or something. I don't know. It turned out that the business team that I inherited felt very awkward about being on the business. This is a company that makes Charmin, Pampers, Always. Come on, folks. This is like Metamucil. We can deal with this. They couldn't. So I decided, made this up. Here's what we got. We need to change that. So I had a shirt made up. It was salmon colored, and this was old school. Had a little iron on, so after the third washing, it starts crumbling. How many people are old enough to remember that? Oh yeah, old school, man. None of that silkscreen stuff. Shirt was worth $8 or $10, and I gave the shirt in the next team meeting, full team meeting, to the person with the best attitude. I want you to stop and realize what I said. It didn't have to do with worked hardest, worked all night, delivered results. That's all fine. It had to do with best attitude. And the way I described it to people is, if you want to nominate somebody, it's the person you want to walk down the hall with, even if you don't know what the hell they do. You just like being with them. It's the opposite of the person that you share a wall with, but you dislike them so much you actually leave them a voicemail and say, "Don't stick your head around the corner. Don't answer this question in any other way other than hit 715 reply, answer the question, because I don't need or want to see your face." That's the opposite. So we had the Attitude Award. I gave this shirt out. Everybody looked at it skeptically. The next month, I had another shirt. The person that won the first one wore it to the meeting. I said, "Cool." The next month, 2 people wore it. The next month, 3. After 7 months, the entire company knew about the shirts, and they wanted these things. Now, you got to realize, these shirts are cool. But this was a bit crazy, and it changed the attitude of my group wanting to be on it. Here's the shirt that I had made. That's a color. I've got the final shirt is at my house, and I'm going to be buried with it because it changed an entire business team because of the attitude. This is Mr. Happy Bowel. You can see he's an intestine and a heart. His top hat is Mr. Happy Bowel. With friends like these, who needs enemas? And I will tell you, at first, when we designed it, on the back it said it's tough being number 1 in the number 2 business. But at a certain point, you've got to stop. Nobody should ever say that I don't go over the line. I stopped. I stopped. These shirts, all of a sudden, everybody wanted them. It's crazy. So, flash forward, I go to Sprint. I didn't think the people in Sprint, despite the fact that Metamucil is fiber and Sprint is fiber, could handle the, that's a joke. I didn't think they could handle it, so I changed the award shirt. It's the same award exactly, and I call it Who's Your Hysteria now. That is the term for the love of high school basketball in Indiana. On the front now, it says, "I got it." They're no longer, they're silkscreen now, so they stand up for washings. I started numbering them. Change of game. This is the one that's in my basement. I've given 194 out. Here's what I tell my folks, and it's so darn simple. It's the only program I completely control in my entire life. I'm the COO at the house. The kids don't even report to me. The pets do, but the kids don't report to me. They're peers of mine working for my wife. And I got to, and my direct reports, the pets have a better relationship with my boss than I do. You know what that looks like. It's like you got to manage it. This program is mine. You nominate someone, tell me why their attitude is good. If you copy anybody other than me, the nomination is thrown out. It's the only thing I'm in charge of. There's no legal, HR, there's no regulatory, there's no overseeing body. You copy my assistant or your boss so you look good for nominating your boss. You're done. It's over. If you're an alumni and you have a shirt, you got a chance to win. The people in the organization got so fired up about this. I would give anywhere from 0 to 7 shirts out. my choice, and an all-hands meeting. I got to the point where one person nominated their entire team, and I had to think about whether I was going to give shirts to the entire team. People, they go crazy over this. I just want you to think about how minor this is and how this has to do with leadership of yourself and your people. And if you stop and think about it, it's actually pretty minor. There's not a lot going on here. But the attitude of the organization changed as a result of it. And it was huge. I'm going to take this award with me. I don't know where I'm going to go. It now travels. Metamucil didn't travel nearly as well. That's not a joke. And this one does, and I love it. The creativity. One person did a PowerPoint presentation with video of Bobby Knight throwing the chair embedded in it in nominating someone. Slam dunk win. Here's what I say. Leadership. There's a lot of definitions for that. Matter of fact, you could probably find 100 books on it. And I'm not intending to change the way you think about it. What I'm intending you to do is try to be personally effective and to think about that and provoke yourself to say, what can I do? And I want you to actually ask yourself on all three of these legs, how are you doing? What you can do? And will it make a difference? My guess is yes. I say leadership of your business. If not you, who? Leadership of your people. Not necessarily the people that work for you. Can be peers. Can be your boss. Can be folks in a not-for-profit. Can be customers. This is leadership of your people. The way you define your people. And perhaps most importantly, leadership of yourself. Self-awareness of what your brand is and what the people think about your brand. People that you work with and for, and you engage with and interact with. Do they want to be around you? If it came down to nominations, would you be nominated for an attitude award? You're good at your job. All right, I got that. You're great at your job. Fantastic. You know what? You can't win unless you capture the hearts and minds of folks around you, and they love that attitude. Leadership of your business, your people, and yourself is absolutely critical. I say what happens when you do that is it takes those 49 51s and turns them into 51 49s. It's preparation, it's hard work, it's leadership of the three planks. And it enables you to tip the balance and win. Thank you very much.